If you guys want to know how to make a fillet of fish that look anything like this, and trust me, these are on steroids, then you guys are going to stay tuned and watch this video. Okay, folks, so look, now you guys can see, you know what I mean? These are our ingredients, right? So I'm gonna start off by using the pan, right? Now this little pan slash pot slash wok, really that's what it is, it's a wok. I'm using this because as you can see, that you know, my oil, I don't want to use a whole lot of oil because sometimes I use a Dutch oven, right? So with that, then you see I got an assortment of other, you know, ingredients right here. And as always, it's on my website, folks. Listen, it's at Smokin and Grillin with AB.com. And don't forget, that's WITAB.com. Okay, so what you guys see right now is like, as I stated earlier, I really enjoy using the wok. And it's more practical. Look, you don't have to get it as deep when you pour in your oil, right? So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and set up our stations, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and just add my flour. And if you notice, I have everything like separated because we're gonna have a wet and a dry. Now, we do wanna season. You can see that was Creole Kick. That's what I was using for that. Now, when you mix it, you know, because it's white, when you have your flour, you should be able to taste it and taste your seasoning. That's how you know it's right. Now, you want to go ahead and get your fillets. Now notice what I'm doing right here. Listen, we want to get them patted dry as possible. Be delicate, you know, treat them like they're delicate. Listen, they are delicate. I'm telling you, they'll fall apart on you. So just pat them a little bit and let them sit up and they'll go ahead and the paper towels will absorb the rest, right? So now we got other seasonings. Now, you want to add your seasonings here, right? Because we want that to taste incredible, you know, right there itself. Listen, now when it comes to the cayenne, that's up to you how you want to do it. If you want a little bit more bite, you can go ahead and just add some of that there. That is completely optional, right? So once you got it mixed, now you see that we're putting in this seltzer water. Listen, you can use beer. Now, I got it. A lot of people don't, some people don't trust the process and feel like, oh, if it's beer, you know, for whatever reason, it's going to taste like beer. It does not, right? So this is another option, which is what I always use, is just seltzer water. You know what I mean? Just like that sparkling, you know, carbonated water. Now it's really about the texture, folks. Now the texture you're gonna wanna have is like how you make pancakes, right? You see what I got right there? That's cool. Now you want it to coat. Look, if you have it, you pour it down like that. If it stay on there like that, you there. I'll just say you in the ball game, right? So it's gonna be real simple. This is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and get our fillets, right? You wanna take your fillet, we going in wet, then dry, and fry. Now I'm just completely covering it, right? Working with it, you know, delicately. And then I don't want to put my hands on it or nothing like that, because if you put your hands on it, you know, you're going to get it, it's going to be a little bit on the messy side. So get yourself some tongs as I'm using. And you see how it's like dripping, but look, that's good. It's still trying to hold on to it. You want that thickness, right? Now, check this out. Now when we put it in there, I use a spoon just to try to keep my hands as clean as possible, right? So we put that on the top. And then usually if you watch me make chicken, I like mash it in there, but don't forget I told you this fish is delicate. All right, so we know we at 330, you know, 332-ish, right? So look, I'm gonna take this, I'll be delicate, you know, don't forget it's delicate. So I'm gonna just shake this just a little bit, try to get a little bit of this flour off of it. I move my hand, and now look what I do. I take it and I put it inside of here. I wave it across a couple of times. You know what I mean? And then I just lay it away from me, just like that. Okay, so look, check it out. Remember I said we cooked to the color? And look, before I even take it out, I just want to show you. See how it's settling down? It's purging a lot of that water in there. It's getting inside of there and making that so nice and juicy. You know what I mean? You want it to be flaky, but still have the, you know, the juiciness, right? So you see that right there? That's what you want to have, folks. Now, I'm gonna set this on this baking sheet over here. And this next time, I'm getting ready to put, you know, a couple of them in here, right? I'll sit that there. And meanwhile, I'm finna, you know, toast my buns. We finna make this little tartar sauce and we finna go from there. All right, so remember I said we're gonna do two? Remember, this is the process, just back and forth. It kind of like seals it up and then we just lay it away from ourselves, right? And we'll do the same thing with this other one. If you notice a difference, that one had a little bit longer to soak in. Right, so back, forth, and. All right, so as the, you know, our filet is just frying, this is what we're gonna do. You notice I got all of these ingredients right here. Everything here goes in here, right? And it's gonna be a mayo base. So let's just go ahead and start putting this in here. Only tools you're gonna need is, you're gonna need a bowl and you're gonna need a whisk, right? So you wanna get it all out, right? No particular order, just get it all. You took the time to measure it, so let's use them all. I don't know about y'all, but listen, we using capers, folks. A lot of y'all don't even know what capers are. And I don't mean no disrespect like that. Listen, I didn't learn about them until late in life myself. You know what I mean? You can get them like, you can put them in there whole like that. I like them whole. Or you can take them and, you know, check this out. This that horseradish. You can take the capers and you can cut them down into like small dice pieces, you know, as well. Right? Then for the relish, now I can hear my oil starting to settle in. I mean, it's done pushed out most of the moisture in the inside as far as the water content, right? And a little bit of that lemon juice. Now, I'm gonna save this because we're gonna have to clean the sides of the bowl. I already told you we're gonna need a whisk. But before we even whisk that together, come on over here. Let's look at this. Let's look at the color. And I don't know if it's showing you guys. Ooh, look at that. We just go ahead and mix this. And the thing is, when you mix this, you wanna make sure that it's completely incorporated, right? So mayo, white, you got a bunch of different colors. Then we're using a glass bowl. If I look on the side of the glass bowl, I can see a little bit of white. You remember I said I wanted to keep this? That's so that I can run my spatula around the edges and the bottom to make sure that we don't have no mayo pockets, right? And then the only thing left to do is get your little tasting spoon or whatever you guys do. You know, use, oh, and before I do that, I'll always add fresh black crack. And that's that pepper that is, right? We're gonna add a little bit of this, just a pinch of salt, wake everything up. Now, let's talk about this cayenne. That's up to you guys. I'm gonna taste mine first and decide if I wanna add something to it. Now, for myself, I like to always use Creole kick, right? You guys can use whatever seasoning you like, whether it's Creole, Cajun, it's up to you to give it a little bit of that, you know, that, right? Now, we already use, you know, some Creole mustard. And this is where we bring it all, like this is what's gonna tie it all in together. It's the combination of that. I'm gonna add some of this to it. I mean, most of you guys have this already. Now I see you guys are starting to buy it in the bigger bottles, which I tell you guys, you know, I'm saying to you guys, thank you. You can look at the color once you have it there and then we taste. Right? So when you're looking at my recipes, I give you a base. It's up to you and to your taste buds how you want to do it. All right, so look, this is where it get real simple, folks. There's no kind of way I can drag this out. You know what I mean? Look, I put the tartar sauce down here. And don't forget, I asked this question earlier. Do you guys put sweet relish or dill relish in your tartar sauce? I'm gonna let you guys know I like sweet relish. And it gives a little bit of balance too, you know, having that sweet along with that tangy and savory. Now, we got this here. I just want to show you guys if you guys hadn't seen already. Look at that right there. If that's not no beauty, I don't know what is. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick that on here like that. You know what I mean? Then for me, I gotta have sauce always on the top bun too. Right? Nobody want a dry bun, believe me. So we'll just put that on the top right there. And that's him right there, folks. Now I'm gonna move that over there. I'm gonna clean that one up. Let me get this little spot. You guys gotta know, little stuff like that bother me. You know, so we just wanna be as clean, as neat as possible. Okay, folks, so look, the only thing I didn't record was me putting a slice of cheese on top of it. It's best that when you bring it out, you let it sit up for a little bit. You know what I mean? I say let it sit up for a couple of minutes, let some of that grease, you know, run down to the side, you know, and just start dripping on the bottom of your, you know, your baking sheet, you know, in your cooling rack. Then go ahead and just add a slice of that real cheese over the top, and you'll have something that look like this. Ooh-wee. Right, so this right here, I'm gonna bite this because this is the main attraction. These right here, I got to take pictures. By now, you done already seen that. That's why you went ahead and hit that play button. But listen, I'm not finna over talk it or nothing like that. We finna go here. Hey, cheers, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard that crunch or not, but I got to hurry up. Now, we can do it old school. We can get that white bread. You remember that? White bread, mayo, put that Filet-O-Fish in between that, and you know we can go into town. And don't forget, for me, I gotta have them pickles though. Well, folks, that half went down, you know what I mean? I'm about to knock off this other half and take these pictures so I can go ahead and eat a whole, you know, my whole sandwich. But I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to make. You guys can call it a copycat because all they do is got some bun, put some tartar sauce on there, you know what I mean, and then do they fish the exact same way. Only difference would be the fact that, well, I use a different type of tartar sauce. But you guys use your favorite. But anyway, if you want to use this one, this will be in the, on my website also. You guys can get that one. And they use anchovies. And then for me, I use that white cod. Hey, you ask me, the white cod is even better. Now, with that being said, I asked you guys a few things. I want to see all of them questions and all of your responses right down in the comment section below. Now, if you're new to my channel, let me just take this time to say thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, smash that subscribe button, and tell everybody out there there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And I got one more half. I'm finna walk off like I normally do so I can stop this video and take these pictures and I can eat. I'm out. Peace.